National identity is a feeling of belonging to a state or nation where can found attitudes, memories, emotions that make up an identity. National identity as a process of integration in a country. It's a matter linked to nationalism. Nationalism is understood as loyalty and defense of the interests of a nation. Human beings have to need to feel part of a group to avoid loneliness, share tasks, and guarantee safety.
Nationalism could be understood as a concept of identity experienced collectively by members of a particular government, nation, society, or territory. Nationalism strive to create or sustain a nation based on various notions of political legitimacy. There are different types of nationalisms, which are liberal, religious, romantic, ethnic, integrative, and disintegrative. One example of nationalism is the Nazis. Emerging in the first half of the 20th century, it was a form of extreme nationalism that promoted and defended German culture and identity and sought to recover the territory that had been part of the older Roman Empire. It was characterized by venerating the image of a leader and being racist, anti-Semitic ideas and the use of violence as a way of controlling the masses.
Patriotism. Every person in the world has a place of origin, which in many cases comes to love for all the experience that live in it, and also for a set of links that are created with the culture and history of that region. It is a place that has become his home, and that is why he defends in order to preserve it and take care of it from dangers that may damage it. The interesting thing about patriotism is that not everyone gets to feel it for their own place of origin. Everything will depend of whether the experience lived have been pleasant or not. Sometimes it is a second country instead of a natal one. Characteristics of patriotism. A great sentimental and economic value attributed to the objects that are part of the history, and heroes and liberators, to the point of talking about them as if they were the best in the world. The difference between patriotism and nationalism is that in nationalism, citizens are a little more objective and rational about how they see the nation. This means that they are not blind to their culture, and for this reason they accept that the nation to which they belong is beautiful and good, but like any other nation, recognize that it is probably not perfect, and that it has advantage and disadvantage. In addition to that, nationalism does accept cultural exchange.
Ethnicity. What is ethnicity? It's an inherited status that everyone acquires as they grow in a particular subgroup of a population. It's the base of your ethnic identity. It's a set of common descent-based characteristics like physical appearance, history, gastronomy, traditions, and language. It puts you in an ethnic group, a group of people which are distinct from the rest and share an ethnicity, like the mestizos here in Mexico. Ethnicity differs from nationality, as nationality is only a tag that acts as a legal connection to a large population born in the same place as you, or as citizens of the same country. You can change your nationality as it only represents a legal status, but you cannot change your ethnicity. Ethnical identity. They could say that ethical identity is how much you identify yourself to a particular ethnic group. It's the sense of belonging to that group. It has four main components that goes as follows. First, we have ethnic awareness, which is the level of understanding of the culture and history of your own ethnic group and other groups. Next we go to ethnic self-identification, which is a label used by your ethnic group that can be a unique name for your group that also resonates with you. Then, ethnic attitudes. This is your feelings about the ethnic group and other ethnic groups. And finally, ethnic behaviors, which is the patterns of behavior present in the group, is how they interact in the group and with other people. To conclude, ethnical identity is fluid. You can feel more attracted to a particular ethnic group in a traditional festivity, and be distant in other times.
In contrast to what we might think, multiculturalism is more than the sum of cultural traditions in the same geographic space. In fact, multiculturalism implies a positive evaluation of human diversity. It considers a certain cultural relativism, that is, the consideration that one culture is not superior to another. Consequently, differences in customs must be accepted as a sign of tolerance and peaceful coexistence. When communities with different cultures manage to coexist in a framework of tolerance and respect, we could say that it is multiculturalism.
Globalization. When we say this word, we refer to the interdependence growth of the world's economies, cultures, and populations. Every single one of these groups are being brought together by cross-border trades, and we benefit from this by having major technological and cultural advantages. While globalization, it's a complex thing, as it have major technological advantages, and globalization benefits society as a whole. It can harm certain specific groups, and understanding this, understanding what the costs and benefits are, can pave for the way we can alleviate these problems while sustaining the actual benefits we can get from it.
¡Hasta luego, amigos!